What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Lizzie Egypt. Lizzie from Comet. Lizzie always keeping the real while others keep it counterfeit. And you have reached the smartdumbgirl.com. Yes. And we have a special guest in the building. But before we get to that, you know my MO. I have to give it up to B-I-G-G-O-D. God, I thank you for everything. I thank you for my guest tonight. I thank you for the night. I thank you for my doggy. I thank you for being God. And I thank you for being a woman in black. And today we have Spoken Word P on the MIC. What's up, P?
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
How you doing?
I am well. I am blessed in this marvelous new year. Amen to the praise to the higher. That is something that I definitely have re-transitioned my radio station to a higher. So, yes. What's up, everybody? What's good?
I'm so happy you're here. You're like my second favorite person in the world. And we're going to have a great conversation. I'm going to dig into who you are. Let the people know who Spoken Word P is. Everyone knows you for your poetry, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're going to know you for your soul.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Let's get at it.
I'm excited. So P, where are you from?
New York City, born and raised, Queens boy. Yes. Queens get the money. I'm sorry, the rest of the boroughs. Don't be offended. But I've been able to grace all the boroughs through this journey of my life that I currently live in. So mainly from Queens. Lived in Staten Island for a good chunk of years. But we'll get into that.
Okay. So like, where's your family from? Like a mom or dad?
So I am a person multicultural. My father is French. My mother was Haitian.
Ooh, ça passe.
Yeah, ma poulet. And what's funny is I actually spoke French and Creole as my first languages, and then I learned English as my third. So I do believe that I got some German in with my father.
Okay.
My daughter will say no, it's not true, but my mother's father had a little Cuban and Dominican, but mainly French and Haitian. So white and black. Looking Puerto Rican, but that's how we do it.
That's how you do. I know how it is. So you are like a wordsmith, a blacksmith of the words, a scribus. What inspired you to begin writing? Like, where did it start from?
That's an honor that you say that. I say thank you. Well, you know what? In my teen years, I was always trying to be a rapper.
Of course.
And I played with words. I love freestyling. For people that knew me growing up, I love freestyling. I'd be that kind of person. If I freestyle 5 different freestyles, 2 of them would be off the rack. But the other 3, would be a little choppy. But the thing is I'd set it off. I'd be the first one to set it off. I didn't really care. And I dabbled in poetry as well when I was in high school. I think that's me, but my bad. You, okay.
I'm sorry.
It's one of us. I dabbled in poetry in high school, and then actually one of my pieces got published by the National Poetry Society. So I kind of should have known then that, like, I kind of had that gift. Mm-hmm. But, I thought I was a hip-hop star.
You are, though. Poetry's hip-hop. Let's not forget.
Yeah, but it was for the wrong reasons. I'm a little older. Mm-hmm. So, I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s. And, hip-hop was hip-hop.
Yeah.
It was about bars back then. Hoods, bars, and what you were doing, how you were doing. No disrespect to my young peoples, but this ain't hip-hop. Just gotta let y'all know. Listen, I just gotta keep it official. I mean,
I agree.
It might be pop, or hip at times, but this ain't hip hop.
Yo, P, can I say something for fast?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you watch the Boondocks?
I did. I watched some of it.
Okay. Well, if you ever get a chance to watch it, literally exactly what we're seeing right now is what they prophesized in the Boondocks. The tight pants, the gay rappers. No offense to the gay people. We all love you. But like the gay rappers, the fake thugs, the very demoralizing lyrics and stuff is all in the Boondocks.
Listen, I got my little cousins, and I still I try to understand how you wear tight pants and sag them past your drawers.
That's hard.
So I'll kick them in the ankles and make them try to chase me, and they end up falling on the floor. Straight facts. I mean, listen, I'm from the era where I was 5 feet tall, like 100 pounds wet. Mm-hmm. My waist was like a 26 waist, if that, and I was wearing 44 by 40s. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we were thugged out. It was Tim's, 3 times bigger sweaters. Yes. It was just... And you know what? We was running from cops like no problem. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I condone that behavior. But y'all ain't running from cops now because they got videos everywhere. Good luck with that shit. All right.
One thing I like about you is you are a poet at the finest, but you're also a comedian on the low. You're kind of funny.
Yeah, I gotta give big ups to my boy Sergio Chacon. Yeah. He actually went in it and did it, and he's been a comedian for 10 plus years now. Mm-hmm. That's my brother from another mother. One thing about me is I'm an only child, so with my story, I lost my moms when I was young, at 10, and my father, me and him really weren't that tight. We could slide into that interlude probably later on, but I kind of had a lot of people. The streets was family to me, and my brother Serge, he's dope, man. And, look, it's never too late to do anything, people. Just know that, because I am going to do an open mic on comedy sooner before later. Yes. Just to test it out, of course. But, I feel like I'm funny.
No, you're hilarious.
I be looking funny, too. Now, let me stop.
No, you don't be looking funny. You are hilarious. You make me laugh so much. And so I want to like unpack your family, your upbringing. You're from Queens. What are like the fundamental things you learned growing up in the era you grew up in?
Which is what I wish this youth would understand. One is respect.
Ooh, God, please shut
and when I say respect, it's respect for self, respect for elders, respect for parents. If not, you caught an ass whooping.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, people condone ass whoopings, but ass whoopings made you be fearful. And I think everybody needs to have a little fear to keep you kind of on point and on check. Yes. As well as also community and unity. Like, when I grew up, everybody knew each other on the block. You had the old school lady that always was like a video camera on eyes, and if you needed something, you went next door, you asked this, you had that. And I think just people I say this all the time, but I don't mean it in jest. New York City was tough. I don't feel like New York City has that toughness and grittiness. I feel like it's really dissipated. Are there tough people in New York? Hell yeah. But when I say toughness, you could get your ass beat and handed to you. It wasn't about killing you.
Yeah.
Lessons were you got an ass whooping. Mm-hmm. People threw up their hands if there was a problem. Yeah. And you took it like a champ. There wasn't, if you got knocked out, I'm going to stomp your head. Right? Because that's some chump shit.
Yeah.
There wasn't like, you beat me up, now I got to try to get a whole crew to get at you. Even though it did happen. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it did happen.
But it wasn't about killing you. It was about beating you.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Teaching you a lesson, basically.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, from Thanksgiving to January 2nd, I mean, you could hit somebody with a car and they'd be like, it's all right, happy holidays. You know what I'm saying? But January 2nd come, you try to help the lady across the street, she'll whack you with her bag. Like, this was New York.
I'm sorry, that was the wrong button.
Yeah, no birds. Yes, birds to that, because that was old school New York. I'm still trying to find that shit.
I'm sorry, I was looking for the laugh button. I'm so sorry.
Listen, that probably was the best button. Because that's what it is. That's how New York just disappeared.
That's how it is. That's the pigeons, actually. That's not a crowd.
So those definitely are my things that I feel like, was my era, my generation.
So, I mean, what do you think broke the community? Like, what separated the families and the community?
Well, you know what? New York is definitely not cheap. On top of that, when you drive the prices through the roof kind of thing, and, it requires everybody to work. Nobody's home. Also, during my time, we had the Rockefeller laws. There was a lot of parents that was missing that required double duty. And, the thing is I just feel like I want to say gentrification was starting back then.
Yes.
But that's not to say that people couldn't build for themselves either. It's a tough kind of equation because you have people that work hard to go to achieve things, and then you got people that just holler at the people that are working hard to achieve.
I agree.
You be stagnant, you're only going to get stagnation, like, I don't know, life be lifing.
Life be life, man. If you know me, that's my phrase right there. Put it on a t-shirt. So, I mean, gentrification, I feel, really did do a number. I agree with you on that because I think it pushed a lot of the urban community out of the neighborhoods. And then, it rose the prices where it can meet the market. But how do you feel about, besides what you just said, how do you feel about gentrification? How do you feel about the new New York?
The thing is all right. So for me, I lost my mom young, but I have a mom. Okay. Which was her best friend. Mm-hmm. Me and my pops, I haven't really spoken to in over 10 years, but, I wish him the best. We ain't have really a father-son relationship, but I have a pop. And, the way my pop says it is New York changes every 10 years. Whether it's gentrification or not, it's just New York changes. I grew up as a child watching Yankee games and seeing the Bronx burning. And that was the South Bronx. Seeing in the 80s, train cars were murals. You know what I'm saying? And museums. Where every corner had a different gang or a bike gang or a graph gang or a breakdancing gang or a drug gang. Right? So, like, the thing is New York evolves, I want to say, and the places that are real gritty are going to be cheap places of property. And if you got bread, you're going to come in there and scoop that because sooner or later, it's going to be more expensive property. You look at LIC, I'm a Queens boy. People that know LIC back in the days, like, we used to steal cars, go to these swampland factory lands in LIC, have bonfires, get ripped all night, and you know what I'm saying? That was living, and now they're all multi-story condo buildings. It's like, New York is always gonna change. Yeah. It's always gonna evolve, and it's either you get in where you fit in, or you don't. So gentrification, to answer the question, is I feel like it's a good thing if it's equal for all.
I agree.
I feel like sometimes with gentrification, it's gentrified in a way that it's segregation. Yes. And it doesn't even matter about race or color. It could just be on the people that they want to have there.
Or poor people. Yeah. Like maybe it may, because people from all races are poor. You have poor whites, poor blacks, poor Hispanics, poor everyone.
True, but we got a lot of charter schools that are catering to minorities, I will say, because they're being built on behalf of minorities. And I've because I have 2 children, I've realized it's real hard to get some children into these charter schools.
Well, I like the whole idea of charter schools, but charter schools are still governmentally funded, so they're just private sector, but they're funded by the government. Mm-hmm. So at any given time, I think Dr. Umar Johnson talks about this, that at any given time, If a charter school doesn't go along with the alignment of the government, all their funding's gone.
Yeah, but you know something? I grew up where public schools were shit.
Whoa,
Okay,
yo, bro.
and Catholic schools were the bomb. Didn't
Yo,
matter
for
what
real.
race you were.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember first grade. I had a teacher, Sister Dolores. She had the yardstick,
Ooh.
and she would not play.
What
She
the-
had full permission to
She was
beat
beating
that ass.
asses, right? I bet she was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, I think it also comes down to what they stood for.
That's a fact.
You
I
know,
agree. I agree.
You know, things are very, very loose now. It's almost like
The morale.
but it's almost like you don't know what a right is or a left. So you do 3 rights, wondering why you just made a left kind of shit. You know, it's just kind of crazy because it's like, you know, for me, I don't know how you step sometimes if I don't keep myself on equal footing
I agree.
on facts.
I agree.
So
I know you said you lost your mom at a young age. How did that affect you as a young man and now as a grown man?
yeah, that was real hard. I mean, like you said, I'm a poet, and you know, just recently in the last 6 months, I've really been digging deep on some, you know, childhood issues, childhood years, because I am the kind of poet that I feel like the more vulnerable that I get is the more that I'm able to start healing. And I don't recommend that to everybody because you have to remember that when you open that door of some extreme skeletons in the closet, it's hard to close it. So be careful in doing it. But if you're able to open that door when you're ready, it's a big liberation. So, you know, my mother got diagnosed with cancer at 6. A little bit before that, my parents were going through a divorce. And, you know, I was dealing with some racial bullshit as well through my grandfather on my father's side because he didn't believe in black and white mixing. So it was kind of crazy, you know, because my man's cane was real. He used to beat the crap out of me with it. But, you know, it wasn't uncommon at the table for him to be abusing his son, talking shit that he married my mom, which was Haitian, which a lot of Haitians are black. And then he'd be like, you know, with your son, that's the half breed and, you know, the end baby. And you know what? Look, for me, I will be real. My grandfather, even though with all of that, he was real. He was tough as hell. He was old school. He was in 2 world wars. My man was in World War One, eating insects, dealing with gas. So he just saw shit in a different way. You know, sometimes it's not people that look to be racist. It's that they were born with the racism, right?
Yeah, they're raised by racists.
Yeah, raised by racists. So it's almost like you're born with it. It's hard to act like differently. You know, Dave Chappelle's Black White Supremacist is the best part of it, right? With Bigsby being blind and you put him in an all-white school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of what it is. You know, I mean, we always want to say we're bigger and better than that and we know the difference. But when you live like that for X amount of years, it's hard to erase those.
I agree.
You know, and I say that because when he was on his dying deathbed, you know, he made amends and apologized, you know, for some of the shit. And you know what? For all in all, you know, he broke his hip to be cheap, saving on electricity, working in the church, and he was never the same man where he was just grumpy. You know, I just had a foot doctor's appointment, and my foot doctor broke his leg because he was being cheap to clean his gutters.
Gotcha.
I say this because sometimes don't be cheap. You might break something, and it just fucks your whole life up. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, listen, I've done a lot of stupid shit because I was trying to be cheap.
What the laugh?
And almost broke my ass for no reason. You know.
Moral of the story, do not be cheap. Spend that money.
Yeah, man. You know.
Spend it.
A penny, what is it? A penny saved is some, I don't know.
It's a broken bone saved.
I don't know. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. If
I know
y'all
what you
listening
mean.
to this.
So
But-
with your grandfather, like how did that like affect the way you identified?
Well, you know what? I was really confused as a kid. You know, at times I was, since I looked straight Puerto Rican, I'd be like, I'm white one day, I'm black one day. Identification was a hard thing for me. Also because I I kind of was being tossed around all over the
You're being
place.
pulled, yeah.
Because when my mother was going through cancer, nobody knew what to do with me. I was a very smart, intelligent child. I'd go to the library. I'd eat books for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Um, and my vocab and my knowledge was extensive. You know, I would be the one sitting there telling the adults what shit was, and that's some crazy shit. If you don't believe me, you could ask anybody in my family. I ain't lying.
Yeah.
But the thing is um, with that, you know, sometimes if the person was like just doing bad and doing wrong, you kind of like, oh, whatever. But because I was that smart and I was going through so much, because at the time nobody knew what to do with cancer. It was cut or burn,
Yeah.
and it was vicious back then in
It
the late
was.
'80s, early '90s. And you know, when my mother finally passed, it was like, okay. I mean, but I was a little teen. I was a little child. I was like 9 years old with a book bag, getting a token. Tokens back then, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Not even the NYC tokens. I'm talking about the
Giving
tokens
your
that
age
had
away.
the little silver middle. All right. Like, they used to give transfers, paper transfers on the bus.
I
Okay.
remember.
New shit. Or old shit, I should say. But, you know, I'd go from Astoria to Coney Island with a book bag and just bounce and come home at like 11, 12 o'clock. You know, like I was drinking like 40s when I was 9 years old. You know, the funny thing is when you're going through a struggle and you're going through pain, you tend to relate and make your own little group of peers.
You attract the same.
Yeah, because they going through their own shit too. You know, and I was like puffing cigarettes here and there, and you know, unfortunately now I still smoke. But you know, the thing is it's like you could see when you look back at kind of why your direction or track was. Um, so pretty much after my mom passed, I ended up being in a group home in Staten Island. I was out there for 6.5 years, and it was some crazy, cray shit out there.
How was the group home? Like, what was that like?
um, Again, just really like started to talk about it. It was two homes. It was called Boys Hope, which was like a pedophile's paradise, to be real with you.
Wait. So, I mean, why would you call it a pedophile's paradise?
Because there was some dirty and crazy shit. Some, you know, I had some shit happen to me. Like, these are truths, you know, and there's just more than enough stories. I think really when it comes to anything that's an all boys or all girls kind of situation, it's very hard to find people that don't have an infatuation with children in those situations.
Most definitely back in those days. Yes, yeah.
And the checks and balances or accountability card was never to be pressed like that.
That's a fact.
Because if you expose them, you expose the whole circle
Yeah, the
of their
institution.
money.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
So it was better to get them out, get a new one in, and hope for the best, right? So yeah, it was real. I was the shortest, youngest, skinniest. You know, for me, you know, I got beat up for like 3 years, and that's kind of when my emotions flipped because I went from crying to pain to laughing. I don't know if people can understand that or relate that, but
I do.
it's real talk,
Yeah.
you know. And you know that's when I also started drinking. Um, Learned how to smoke bud. I say learned how to smoke bud because that shit was not easy. Because I was like, yo, I ain't high. I ain't high. Oh shit. Um, but and it also was the years of learning that um, the drink and the drug were gonna be involved in my life for a long time going forward as my best friends. Because they were pain escapers. During those years, you know, I tried to commit suicide twice because after my mother passed, I just kept losing everything that was close around me. Through death or them just leaving, questioning God, saying "fuck you, God." You know, looking at different religions, like why is this happening to me? And
So, mhm.
mhm,
So what? I have so many questions.
mhm.
So I know you said you attempted suicide. What saved you from following through or completing it? Like, what was the fail safe?
I sucked at them both.
That's not funny, but yo,
Nah,
he's
listen,
a comedian.
listen, because if it worked, we wouldn't be here right now, right?
But what do you mean you sucked at it? You're so silly.
No, I'm saying, listen, it takes a lot to cut a wrist correctly. Let me tell you. And to those that have done it, like they know, and to those that have tried, they know as well. It's not an easy thing if you don't just do it like correctly.
Copy.
That's one. Two, when you try to hang yourself, like the second lesson is make sure that the ceiling fan you're using is mounted correctly. Because this dumb motherfucker tried to hang himself on a ceiling fan that wasn't anchored. So when I hung there for a hot second, the fucking fan came down on me with me and fucking like blasted my head. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I know this shit sounds funny, but I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so after those 2 times, I was like, I guess I'm not supposed to get the fuck out of this world.
Because
So,
you know what?
and I was kind of tight. I was like, yo, I thought the ceiling fan was really going to work. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Like, look, I was a Boy Scout when I was younger, so I knew all the knots. You know what I'm saying? I think I did a clove hitch knot with a fucking... Listen, I was getting up there. I was like first class or some shit. There was only a couple more badges left to be Eagle. You know what I'm saying?
You know you're funny
Fuck
if you can
that.
make suicide funny. That's hilarious. But on a serious note, you know you're funny if you can make suicide funny. But honestly, so what was your last, like before you did attempt it, what were your last thoughts? Like where were you at mentally?
Well, I'd say it like this. Realistically is when I was just was so overly consumed with pain, with grief, with loss, feeling not anything. You know, smiles that were empty inside, right? Like, just like, what the fuck, you know? And what ends up happening to a mind at that time is the reality is that sleep is never sleep. You're an insomniac because when it's quiet at night is when your brain seems to just keep processing. And I talk about it in my poetry because, like, I'm in sobriety. You know, I'm working on 2 years and 6 months. Yeah. They do that in AA too when you celebrate. I love that shit. But you know, the shit is when you're at your quietest is when your brain is at its loudest.
I agree.
So how do you sleep when your brain is going fucking crazy? Right? Like, how do you sleep when you close your eyes and you just have these visions that are like nightmares? You ain't dreaming, but it's like nightmares. So when sleep don't come easy, I don't know what you're really supposed to do.
Amen.
Yeah, like like to be honest with you, like it's still to this day, like my naps be like sleep and my sleep be like naps. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that?
You know, for me, I could honestly say right now where I'm at is that I sleep now.
Gotcha.
You know, being heavy in the drink and the drug for 30 plus years and my other vices, which were women, partying, never not getting enough of the extreme excitement of
is that the pussy you're talking about?
Oh, the punani. Yes, me love you, ladies.
He sure knows.
Shit. No, well, you know, because it stems from something that I'm starting to understand and realize.
Yeah.
People that lose a mother young, and don't get the love that mother could give or have that love from family. You're gonna look for that love any which way you can.
I
and
agree.
for me, you know, sex was definite one of them because like there was a couple years where it was like nympho status, easy.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. You know, like especially when you end up being good at it because men, y'all idiots if you ain't about. That's right. Men, y'all idiots if you ain't about doing everything you can to please whatever woman you with. Like, that's the golden rule.
Yeah, listen, we're gonna stick a pin in that because I want to talk. I want to unpack that. But I have one more question on your upbringing. How did your relationship with your father affect you and your relationships?
All right. Let me give you the irony of the situation.
Okay.
So I ended up having to leave the group home after my junior year because they wanted me to go somewhere else. This was a kind of group home that they picked and placed what was supposed to be for you, not what you wanted for yourself.
Copy.
So in doing so, it seemed to always make situations harder for a person that already built a friendship and kind of a mini family with people that they positioned them to be, to then go to a school that was going to make them look better on paper. Which sucks because had I went to the high school of my choosing, I probably would have ended up graduating from that high school and staying my whole time in the group home. Whatever. That's not for me to try to foresee. But I ended up going back to live with my father at that time in Astoria, and that's when the madness happened. Because here you take a 16 or 17-year-old boy who went through fucking hell for 6 years in this group home, was also dealing with hell in reality, to come now live with you. And my father was a mama's boy, so he was waiting for someone to do everything for him. And he was also getting shammed and conned by everyone and anybody because he didn't have people person skills. Book skills, typing skills, my man is phenomenal. I give it up to him to this day.
He's a writer?
No, but he could type anything you needed to, and I'll, go for it. Oh shit! You see, my phone was like, "Yo, that's spirit talking." Yeah, that's spirit talking because, the funny thing is me and him were opposites. I was very much a people person, very much give to gab, could see people coming that was scheming. He wasn't. He over trusted anybody that said whatever, and he was very easily.
He didn't understand that. He didn't understand how people were.
But there was that conflict between me and him because he hated the fact that was me. I don't know if he hated, but he was about his religion. He was about his worldwide Church of God. God bless him. Because he had more religion. He could die any day and be happy. Yay. But for me, it was just like I ended up being the father, and he kind of was like the son. I was working, paying for everything. Meanwhile, he had a house fully paid off and fully paid for. But what I did was I was trying to live teenage years again when I was 17. And I made that crib that I was living with him the fucking party house until I had to wisen up.
Gotcha.
And that's pretty much where it goes.
So did you ever talk to your dad and see how his childhood was to kind of figure out why he was the way he was towards you?
Yeah, a lot of times. But, you can't get past the fact of, I guess, expectations of what you want.
Facts.
Right? So for me, I knew what it was because when I really did start to grow up and be like, damn, apologize, I was wilding. Because I had a lot of people take advantage of me. But I was also the giving person too. I'd give you anything: food, clothing, shelter, money, whatever. That giving part is a big quality of me, and it's always been a big quality of me. There just needs to be limits, and when you don't put limits, you end up getting taken advantage of.
I agree. We had this conversation.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
And for me, the way I give now is if the person is not out there to want to be better for self, all I could do is pray for them.
Yes.
I can make suggestions and opinions, but I'm not going OD. I'm not ego and pride driven. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life like I used to. See, for me, I used to always look for people that were broken because I thought I could fix them.
And maybe because you came from a broken space too.
Absolutely, because I was the most broken.
Yes.
So I didn't want to address P, let alone realize that little naked P inside me. I was protecting.
Facts.
Right? So for me, I was shorty 730 from when I was young.
Ooh.
Because I had a Napoleon complex. I was always ready to fight. How do you unleash pain?
Yeah.
Right? You either hurt yourself or you look to hurt others.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
it's no different. And when I say hurt yourself, it's either trying to kill yourself, drinking and drugging, doing all this crazy shit, disrespecting,
Yeah.
rebelling, or hurting others. Like I'm gonna just be the biggest, toughest person, even though inside you're feeling super small.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
so
Yeah, my mom once told me, she said, when you are hurt, you have two decisions. You either hurt other people because you want them to feel exactly how you felt, or you are overly nice and kind because you want no one to feel how you felt.
facts.
And I think, P, you are one of the kindest people I know. You even did things for me. And if you know me, I tell everybody. I'm like, P did this, and P did that, and P did this. But I appreciate you. I love you, and you're amazing. And we're going to go to the next topic. We're going to get juicy.
Let's go.
We stuck a pin in this. I'm going to take the pin out. How do you feel about dating the ladies?
Dating is very difficult for me. Dating is like a kryptonite to me.
Not a kryptonite.
Yeah, well, you know what it is we were speaking kind of it, candid. Um, I've known you for a minute now, and those were very nice and kind words. But giving is a beautiful thing to do if you could do it. Never look to give if you expect for a return. Please, you're setting yourself up for some heartbreak and some arguments for no reason.
That's a fact.
Right? Like I give because I choose to and because I want to.
Mm.
Never looking for the return or the receive. Right? But best believe that somehow it seems to come back to you the more good you do.
It does. Well, I have this saying. It's not to interject, but I want to add. I want to build on top of what you just said. I have this saying that I understand people don't give to receive, but while you don't give to receive good, you also don't give to receive disrespect and mistreatment. So I think it's a double-edged sword because, of course, I'm not giving to get something, but I also don't want to give to be disrespected and dishonored.
True, but you know what? You give people the rope to hang themselves,
Copy.
right? So if you give and just to give, I'll give you a great example. So today I'm getting lunch and I'm at Seatown. I see a lady freezing, shaking. You know, you got money, you got money. I was like, look, I'll get you a coffee or tea. You want some food? No, you could give me money because I'll go to the McDonald's. I said, listen, I'm not out to give money. I'd rather buy you food. No, it's okay then. That lets me know where you're at. See, because I was a person that I'd beg for money. If I needed my drug or my drink, there was not nothing I was going to do. So sometimes you got to meet people at where they're at. If I was hungry and somebody's willing to offer to buy me food, hell yeah, I'm going to get that motherfucking food.
Right.
You know. But on being what you were talking about as far as with women is that because it's a very, and I'm glad you asked it because you know what, like right now, I'm feeling things that I haven't felt in a while, and I'm grateful to feel that. Right. The one thing I will tell you is me being in sobriety is what a rush to get every kind of feeling times 10 smashing you all at once. It's kind of what makes people, relapse and stuff like that. That's why they recommend don't date for your first year.
Really?
Yes, because you're still trying to learn and find who you are. You did a good job of fucking yourself up. That's why you're in recovery, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't fuck yourself up, you'd be good, right? You wouldn't even need recovery. But women have always been an Achilles heel. I feel like every time I open up my heart to a woman kind of shit, I get stomped on. Or they feel like I'm stomping on them because they want more, vice versa. I can honestly say, I have 2 beautiful children by one woman, which is my ex. Did we see eye to eye in a lot of shit? Hell no, but she's the mother of my children, so God bless her. Whatever I can do, I will always do. Massive situations where I was a pain in the ass and she was a pain in the ass. That's why she's my ex, right? You know what I'm saying? But for a person who didn't have 2 parents, I was willing to stay with her till my kids were 18 and deal with the toxicity all day because I thought that's what my kids needed was 2 parents because I never had it.
You
Now,
know, a lot of what they say in stats is that a lot of men think the same way. A lot
right.
of men stay. Women are the ones who file for divorce most of the time.
No, well, listen, divorce is cheap. If you want to know some fact shit, I'm from grandparents that had separate beds,
Yes.
right? Now,
Yes.
whether or not it was supposed to be, but a lot of people out there remember grandparents with separate beds,
Yes.
or they'd be on one side to the other side of the picture. Like
Facts.
they'd smile the best when they're not with the other one.
There
You
you
know
go.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But they were about preserving a family unit.
Yes.
Divorces are $300-400 now, so it's like I don't give a shit,
Really?
right? I just feel people don't want to work.
Do you think the fact that the reason why people are getting divorced so much is because they're cheap, or is it another reason?
Listen, if you're with somebody for more than 5 years, you're gonna tell me you don't know that person? Let's be real. Like, my ex would say I'm cheating and I'm playing her all the fucking time. Listen, truth be told on this microphone, yes, there was times I played her, right? And I probably,
I hope she's not listening.
well, listen, I gotta make amends to that ass anyway. Don't get me wrong. I mean, to her ass, excuse me. But no, look, was their love being reciprocated back to me? Most likely not. It's not all men are just out there to smash every chick just to smash them while they with a chick. There's a lot of them that do that, right? There's some strange magical possession that happens when a man's with a chick and it looks happy.
Yeah.
All y'all women all of a sudden want to taste.
That is so true, though.
Okay,
That's
so
a fact.
it takes a strong man to be like, no, I reject you. Like, this is Satan. I reject you, Satan. Don't. But meanwhile, y'all wouldn't be like, listen, just 5 minutes, daddy, I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some strange shit.
It is. No, I just was talking about this. I was telling someone, I'm like, listen, I jazz you up. Like, a girl see me like somebody, they gonna like you too. They're like, and they're like, oh my God, all of a sudden, he's fine.
Yeah, right.
They didn't see you before, though.
Ain't nothing changed on him.
Nothing changed.
Like, it ain't like I colored my hair or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wore the same hoodie and sweatpants, and all of a sudden I look dope.
You look dope.
Right? I went from a 0.1 to like a 0.9. Now here, oh shit.
Yo, Miss Right Now put it so perfect. She was like, you walking around with my pussy on you. Like, you walking around with my pussy on you, and not everyone's seeing that with my jazz or my flow. But I agree with that. I have one more question. No, I have more questions.
Well,
about this
it could be, but I want to just say something.
Okay.
I think when a man is truly happy, his energy and his frequency and his chi and his life force is out there.
Gotcha.
And people, we're all frequency. We are all bouncing into each other's bubbles. And when a dude is happy, he just walking different because he don't give a shit about the next chick. He like, yo, you better be 10 times better, or I'm just gonna smash you out real quick and just treat you as the smash out.
Yeah.
Right? So a woman will be vying to be that special one until she is, and then be mad, right? Because it's the cat and mouse game.
What do you mean? Okay, rephrase that.
Okay, so like it's the cat and mouse game in my position, or my opinion, not position. Because a woman wants what that woman is being queened on.
Gotcha.
Then when she's queen, she feels like the dude is sitting back now, right?
I agree.
So here's these other chicks that want to be. So it's always the competition,
It is.
right? Because all relationships survive through communication.
I agree.
The pumps and the bumps matter too. You cut off the pumps and the bumps and y'all been physical and sexual, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Let's not play the game. When women just want to pretend like they are none, you're going to make your man want to be with somebody else.
That's true.
Right? These are like realistic things that people want to avoid and try to play games. Oh, I couldn't believe this happened. My ass. Okay? When a woman wants some sex and a man's like, nah, I'm good, what's the first thing y'all say?
Hold on. Okay. A man was. Oh. No, I don't know. What do we say?
Most of the time,
because
you're
I
like,
always want sex.
Most of the time, yeah, but most of the time, so if
you cheating. You cheating.
Pow.
Boom, you cheating. There you go.
Pow.
There you go. You cheating.
And not for nothing, it's like, where do we go from there?
That's unfair.
I'll tell you this. The couple, the all right, the handful of women that I never cheated on, okay, accused me the most of cheating, and that shit had me tight.
Oh, wow.
And the ones that never accused me of cheating,
You-
I cheated on.
That's crazy.
It's some strange shit.
No.
All right,
That's crazy.
I know you're ready to hit me. Let's go.
So when it comes to dating nowadays, what are some of your deal breakers?
Well, I'm actually kind of in a lucky situation where I've just been blessed to be dating a little bit right now.
Okay.
And I will tell you, there's nothing better than feeling like a little school kid again. I think those are the special people that you need to be with. Like I told you earlier, off tape was I could deal with a lot of slices, but sometimes you want the whole pie. You know what I'm saying? Straight facts. And I say that not trying to be a poet. I just got a whole bunch of like little metaphoric shit.
No. Listen, hold on, wait. Nah, you poet nigga. You poet man. You guys got some game.
Well, I'm a Gemini too, so I got some gift with the gab. You know what I'm saying?
No, but all the ladies have to have a conversation about how men who do poetry be having game. Y'all be having bars. You be having nicknames and phrases. Y'all do. I'm catching on to it.
Yes, and tap into erotic poetry, yo. You get on some wow.
Y'all know what to say.
A lot of yes.
Yeah, y'all know what to say. Y'all know how to talk them panties off. Y'all know what to do.
Listen, man, I could cook them panties off too. I'm a dope ass cook. Don't get me started. Listen, I got a lot of little ting-tings.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you like? I know you kind of. I'm gonna combine the question. What do you like in a woman? Like, what makes you go and pursue?
For everybody that knows me knows I'm a top heavy kind of man. So a top heavy man is gonna deal with some thickness. I love my skin and bones females, but it's a rarity.
Is that titties or just?
Yeah, titties.
Oh,
I
okay,
just didn't want to be, cray. But,
Okay.
all right, titties. You know what I'm saying?
Boobs.
Yeah. But no, to me, honestly, is a female to laugh. Like, laughter is the key to everything for me. Of course, I want you to look good, appeal for myself.
Gotcha.
Not for anybody else. Like, look, if I want to be with you in a situation, like I intend to wake up next to you sooner before later, and I don't want to wake up and be like that shit is not cute. You know what I'm saying? So people that say, "Oh, it's not all about the looks," are full of shit.
You think so?
Yeah, because you ain't blind. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're blind, you're feeling somebody with your fingers. You're tasting someone with your mouth. You're smelling them with your nose.
Yeah.
Right? Like with eyes, you observe, and whether you're deducting or not, your brain is deducting.
I think that's a man thing because for me as a woman, where I'm at right now, no, for real, where I'm at right now, I'm not big on looks.
Okay.
I'm big on energy. I'm big on respect. I'm big on am I happy? Am I feeling jovial? Am I feeling childlike? You know what I'm saying?
So if I give you a man that's 5 foot and he's mad big and bloated, but he's the sweetest, nicest dude, you rocking with him?
First of all, the bloated part is not about looks, it's about health. You feel me?
But I'm just look, sorry y'all. See, I had to throw it back at her because she was gonna try to get slick with that shit.
I wouldn't date. I would date a 5'5". I have in my life. I wouldn't date a bloated man because I'm not the healthiest, but I'm not a bloated chick. So
okay, but listen, big dudes be mad funny, sweetheart guys. They're caring.
But they're heavy.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. No, okay. So you see what I'm saying though.
But what I'm trying to say is though, I do have a preference, but I will date outside my preference if the person has good energy, a good personality, and I can laugh with them.
You know what? Black women be having issues with non-black men.
Wait, what do you mean we have issues?
Some of them. A lot of black women, if you ain't black, I'm good.
First of all, I used to love some pink dick, actually, to keep it real.
Okay.
I used to love Caucasians, Spanish men. I wouldn't even date black men.
But but is it not like a rarity? Because I've noticed that there's two types of black females. You can have the project black female, hoodie hood, gangsta gangsta,
Yeah.
tube tops with extra belly showing.
Yes,
You
that's
know
me.
what I'm saying?
That's me. Is that me?
Holla holla. And I love them. They're
Gotcha.
just my people.
Yeah.
And then you have the black, I'm super intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, F you if you think you're going to tell me some shit.
Yeah. Them the single bitch.
You know, sorry, y'all. I had to kind of.
But my thing is, I think black women do. I think what it is, though, for me, from my experience, once I kind of got some power of knowledge of self, you know what I'm saying, and learned about my history and who I was, I kind of lost interest in other race of men. Not saying I would never date one. I probably would. I don't know. But, I can't say
I'm
never.
just saying because I'm interracial and I look Puerto Rican, so I'm covering like
but you're
three
black,
bases.
though.
I'm black,
You're
white,
Haitian.
with a little Spanish. I know, but what I'm
once
just
you
saying.
have black in you, you're black.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
You're black, though. You're not. You're
I'm
like
white and black.
But once you have chocolate in you, once you put chocolate in milk, it's chocolate milk.
Yeah, but if you don't put a lot of it, it's a light chocolate milk. And you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm just saying. Look, for me, it's a difference. I feel like we tend to be with what we like, whether it's shape, proportions, way before it comes to look.
Yeah, but see, you met my ex, because my first love. He looks like he is Puerto Rican, like he's Jamaican. My point is, I think when it comes to black people, it's not about your complexion. It's about what you identify with. If you identify as being black, then you're black.
Yeah, I know. Listen, we're in a tough place right now. I'm not going to try to segue it, but, Trump is our president. To all those that hate Trump, I love Trump.
I love Trump. I'm not going to lie.
I'm just going to tell you, he is our president. And for me, I just say that I hope he lets his ego and pride stay by the wayside and just try to be the best president because he can do it. This world is fucked up.
Yo, Trump is the best option. I'm probably going to lose my benefits, but still, I'm happy that he's in office. I'm not going to lie.
But the thing is like I said, we're in a place in this society and world that's kind of crazy. We really are. It's not the end of the world. I hate when people say that. It could be the end of humanity. But humanity always seems to find a way to survive. We like the cockroaches of this earth.
That's a fact.
Talk that shit.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Because you do your history, you see that the world's been going for a minute. And the old school societies were 10 times more advanced than us. So, do your homework. The best way to defeat stupidity, the best way to defeat stupidity is knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So my women kind of thing right now is just humble, I've been there, done that. I'll tell you this, like for me, in having my sex escapades, whatever, and being overly sexified, like, you know what I'm saying? For real, it happens. You know what I'm saying? One of my men said, I wanted to make sure I got all my sex out before I got married. Yeah. So I wouldn't have to worry about needing to still do things while I'm with my wife. I said, damn, if only you would have told me that shit 10, 15 years ago.
Well, for real.
But everybody's different. Because now being in my 40s, this shit is hard, this game. Ooh. And
social media doesn't make it any better.
Listen, that shit is half of them Nigeria. I gotta question them. I'm like, stop trying to fucking get my money. Don't tell me about your son's medical bills. I don't need to know that you're in the army and you blew up a tank and I'm gonna pay you back. Like, stop the bullshit, okay? STB that shit all day. You know what I'm saying? Oh, can you just buy me a phone card because you don't have a phone in 2025? Listen, this country gives phones away for free.
That's a fact, though.
I know in your country, y'all got plenty of free phones because you over here trying to scare my ass. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Oh, man.
That's a fact. So, I mean, in modern day, would you get married again? Like, in these times?
Married for P again would have to be perfect. Because I got kids. Most likely my partner, if I'm with, would have kids. And you know what? Like, I've already been through seeing what a divorce does and splits up. And not for nothing, I've known plenty of people that never got married. I've been with people before we weren't married, and it was deeper than being married.
Mm.
Um, it's a lot when you get married with someone and y'all intertwine everything. That if it doesn't work, it's a huge pain in the ass to get everything unintertwined.
I
So,
I agree.
um, but nothing's out the question. I mean, for me, like, look, I kind of been dancing around the whole relationship question, but
You have.
I deserve. I want to be happy. I want to love. I want to feel loved as well. I think when a person doesn't know how to feel loved or be loved in a way, or to the expectations that they want, they question love so much that they don't even know what it is, even if they have
I
it.
agree.
You know,
I'm petrified of love.
it's a beautiful thing, though.
It is, but it's scary.
It is, but it's a beautiful thing. The thing is when you're in love, go in head first, enjoy it.
Head first, though?
Yeah, because what's the worst that's gonna happen?
It
Y'all gonna
hurts.
break
Get
up.
your heart broken.
Okay,
You
but it
cry.
hurts. But
You
at
miss people.
least you enjoyed it. You see, the person that no, you will have some of those good times. It won't be the that's the end cap of that shit. Because in the beginning you like yeah.
Yes.
So I think the only way that you could find out who your person is by testing the fucking waters.
I agree. I just
You
was
know.
preaching this to somebody.
And this is a different society because back in the days it'd be like, nope, you're getting married to him, and that's what it is.
Yeah, facts.
Bye,
Those
bitch.
Yeah, bye, bitch.
Bye, nigga. But no, it's not like that, right? So, I mean, it's still like that in certain places in the world, depending where you're from. But I'm just realizing, I'm trusting my spirit more than I ever have. I believe in a higher. I'm holding myself accountable. I mean, how you live is how you're gonna walk. I just read a piece. Y'all didn't hear it, audience, but it's it's pretty much it's called shit talking to a man of action.
Mm.
Describing and talking about myself, and also talking to others about what are you getting out of life if you walking around talking shit and not being of action.
Facts.
You know, I'm in a different place. I'm in a different perspective. Like I'm an old school romantic. I want to be loved, and it's very hard. Um, because a lot of people just act like it's all good.
What do you mean? Like, what are they acting about?
Listen, if you're able to just like, I've never been that dude when the winter comes, it's time to find a shorty.
I feel you.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'd be hoping and wishing for a sugar mama.
It'd be cool.
Because I'll take care of a chick. Like, you want to take care of all my bills, and all I got to do is treat you right and give you some good boo-boo. Like, that sounds perfect.
It's amazing.
Where do I sign up? But what I've noticed is when you're dealing with somebody, well, I don't want to say it like that because, if I get a sugar mama that's conceptually like, yo, listen, we good. Like, you just, look, these are the rules and it's nothing crazy. Like, I'm with it.
You're with it, okay.
Like, right now, I'm a person, I'm all about vacations and living life. I was with my ex 20 years on and off. Like I said, 2 kids. It just changes your perspective. Anybody that's with somebody for a long time ain't trying to run right back into a relationship.
I agree.
And if they do, God bless. I wish them the best. For this dude, it's about vacay time.
Gotcha.
I'm resetting my life, and that's, we're kind of getting right to the evolution of rebirth of peace.
So what makes you feel loved?
Very hard question, right? Because I had a lot of women tell me I'll never know what love is, and ba 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 ba. And you know what? Love is right in front of your face. Love is the people that were always there for you, the people that are always down for you. For me, I got an even better escape clause, which are my children, right? So when you have situations where your kids hate you, man, it makes it tough, right? But you got to dig deep and figure out why that is, right? Like, there's a cause to an effect to an action all the time.
That's a fact.
It's not like this shit just magically happened. People act like this is, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, if you want cereal, you gotta pour in milk or pour in the cereal. And if
Yeah.
you don't got a bowl, you ain't got shit, right?
And
So
you gotta
like,
go to the store and get the
yeah,
cereal and all that. Yeah.
you ain't got the spoon. Well, you could use your hands. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
Right.
just saying, like, everything has a reason for it in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's also how you live in, right? Like, if you're an asshole to everybody,
Yeah.
there's people that love you, but you make it hard for them to love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
But you gave a very man answer because what I was asking you was, what makes you feel loved as a man romantically? Like, what are the actions? What are the actions? And even, I mean, we could even say just broadly, what are the actions people can embody to make P feel loved?
I love to be spoiled.
Mm.
I love to be hugged. I love to be kissed. I love to do that sweet, sensual shit. Like, let's take a shower together and clean each other. You know, let's sit there, lay there, and fucking watch movies, cook food, and be two little piggies and enjoying a day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it ain't all about, banging. Banging is great if you have a good partner.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody tells me. Because if you're with a partner that y'all ain't seeing eye to eye, somebody has to be the teacher. And if the other one can't handle that, now you got issues.
That's a fact. Right?
Anything that's an issue, I'm good with it. Where I'm at now.
Copy,
when I was younger, shit, I'd love issues all day because I love the drama.
Got you.
You know, I'm just not about the drama now. So for me, it's the little things. You know, like, hey, what's up, babe? What's going on? Like, scratching the back of my neck, or just seeing if I'm tired. Like, taking my shoes off or some shit, putting your feet up. Like, it's the little things that mean a whole lot because the regular expectations you kind of hope is like that.
Yeah. So, what's your love language? Give me 3 of them. If you know all of them, do you know all of them?
No, I don't.
Okay, we're going to go over them real fast.
Okay.
And then I have a really good question for you after that.
Here we go.
Okay, we're going to go. So, the love languages are, let's see, love languages types. So, you have words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and there's one more because it's not showing. You know how Google is. So we have, so we have words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, quality time, receiving gifts.
Physical touch, quality time. The gift to be received should be the person, right? Words are good if I don't feel like that you ain't full of shit.
Yeah, I have the same issue.
Right? Like, for me, I feel like we're all born with powers. God has blessed me to be able to see through motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So, like, if I feel like you're full of shit and spirit in my gut is telling you, like, you full of shit.
Sorry. I do with the same shit.
It's funny because I talked to a chick online one time. This was a couple years back. And she dropped this shit. She was like, I love gifts and to be spoiled and pampered. And she used that as her clock of like, well, if you can't do that, it's okay. And I was like, damn, this little hard-headed chick. I was like, what? I just wish I had a couple stacks just to be like, now what?
Yeah.
Now you're going to give me up that booty, right? Because now you got what you got, right?
Yeah. So how does your love life, like, influence your poetry? If at all.
Well, I'm curious to see, because I've had situations, don't get me wrong. I've had situations. It's just, it hasn't been anything to be deep, let alone maybe the other female would be like, because you ain't let it get deep. But, you ain't say that when I was, no, let me stop. It was deep enough then, wasn't it? No, but, it's because, for me, I don't like opening myself up to a person.
I feel you.
And then, it doesn't work and then you disappear. That shit hurts. Like, for that, I'll give you the most limited basic of me. We fuck around, we see what we feel, and then go from there.
Yeah.
I'm done giving the fucking full biology of P. We good, You want to know about my biology? Come to my shows. You'll hear my poetry. You start getting it. But yeah, now poetry definitely is a good place to be on a fantasy level of talking shit. You know, again, I'm an erotic poet as well, so I'll be saying some crazy shit. But I love mixing funny with sex in general and being physical.
Hello?
I don't know. That's just me.
I'm with you on that.
Like,
Shit.
listen, you know, like,
For real,
get on top, and I'm gonna be like, come on, girl, you know what I'm
sex and
saying?
comedy?
Fuck that
That's
shit.
amazing. You can laugh and get pleasure.
That's right. You got that fat ass. I put a pie of pizza on that ass. Like, yo, let's go. You need a bite? I'll wrap this slice around to you. You know,
so silly, bro. You're so funny.
you know, yeah. No,
What are so? I mean, I want to talk about because I have an issue with opening up. I think I tell you this all the time. I think I told you yesterday. Like, you know, I'm a bit traumatized. You know, I can admit that I got PTSD. So sometimes I'm not good at being vulnerable. What are things people have to do where you feel comfortable to open up? Most definitely as a man, because men do not do that normally.
Right. But some men that open up too easy, you then feel what? That they're hiding secrets anyway, right? So it's like it's a give or take.
Or like you said, they're full of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, look, for me, you know, I've been diagnosed with ADHD and ADD since a child. Like, I was always the class clown, ants in the pants. Then you go into a person who had a lot of loss, a lot of pain, was a rebel, looking to fight, looking to be bigger, still was short, always trying to be bigger than what my stature was because I felt not seen or just less than.
Yeah.
You know, and it took me until rehab to realize, like, you know, in from 25 to like 40s, I'm like, yo, is it low T? Is it depression? Is it midlife crisis? Because I kept feeling all this heavy weight.
Yeah.
You know, and it inspired my drinking and drugging to go in so many different and higher levels and lusting and sex and you know, any extreme that could take me away from my pain. You know, and I talk about that. Rehab, because it was either life or death for this kid. That's bottom line. It's either you gonna smell me in a fucking basement in Jamaica that nobody knew because I was gonna be stinking, or I made the calls to the people that I loved and told them I was scared and I was gonna die. That's what it is. And I knew I didn't need 28 days, and I was there for at least 3 months. Again, that's where I tapped into writing. You talk about irony. I say it to people all the time. The irony is you go to therapy. They tell you within your first or second session, get a notebook, start writing about your past. No way. I was never writing about my dog and my past.
Yeah.
Like, I did not want to acknowledge it or view it. See, for this kid, it was fight or fight. I was a survivor my whole life. There's not like I had ABC of problems last week. Then this week I'm on D, E, and F. Then next week it's G, H, and I. Like there was never a catch up. I was a serial self destructor, like all of that. Like anything that was good, I'd fuck it up, you know, or fuck it up by accident because there's a lot of by accidents in my story.
Yes.
Or it'd be here comes how everybody's trying to get P.
Yeah.
And then nobody believed me because I did such a good job of fucking up so much other shit.
Yeah.
No, but the reality is getting diagnosed by a psychologist. Because mind you, I was an EMT for 8 years in my 30s.
Really?
And I hated hospitals. And that was done as a bet with my roommate. And we scored the same score and got fucked up. Okay. Straight up. And he couldn't do it because he had a felony. And they wouldn't allow him. Even though it was a drug felony, they still wouldn't allow him. And I did. And go figure. I was 30 years old, which was 15 years ago. I ain't trying to tell you my age.
You already told it. You told it with the tokens in the middle.
Yeah, well,
the tokens, he was 9 years old.
I'm going to keep them guessing. Because I done shaved off my mustache.
You
I
did.
fucked
Your
up shaving my
goatee is
goatee.
gone. What
For
happened?
real. Listen, that's what's called non-shaving skills.
Gotcha.
Even now, it's a regular big double razor, and I can't shave. Thank God I ain't a woman. I'd be having more razor marks. You'd be like, yo, this chick's legs is beat.
That's crazy.
Don't let me get close to the coochie. It look like Freddy Krueger tried to bang me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, you haven't answered the question though. So like, what type of person would you be comfortable opening up to? As like, it could be a man, a woman, a man. Like, how do you connect with people?
Honestly, I connect with people just by being myself. That I'm not scared of me, and that's why I guess I was trying to allude to is being diagnosed with PTSD due to my massive child trauma. It allowed me to know what I deal with. And you know what? When you stop being full of shit to yourself, you end up being able to be honest and open to others. It's up to you if you want to open up how you open up. See, I don't let my fears control me no more.
Gotcha.
It just brings you to a different level, you know.
Gotcha. So, what helped you recover? What helped you recover from those feelings of suicide and unaliving yourself? Like, what helped you get out of that type of energy?
Well, you know what? My daughter at 24, being in the belly to being born when I was 25 was huge. That was simple right there. Like that pulled me away from the street life that I was living and a lot of the other dumb shit, but I still was wilding out. Um, Also, working that EMS job, I loved it. I took mad risks though, that I didn't need to. I spent a lot of years being a professional drunk driver, which is crazy.
A professional drunk driver.
Yeah, I talk about it.
Of a hiccup criminal.
These are truths, like because I feel like people don't want to talk about truths, and that's fine. But when people ask you questions, why do you lie then?
But can I ask you a question about that? Well, of course I can because we're here. I feel as if that you have everybody truths and then you have your truths. I think when you even look at like celebrities, I use them as an example. They have their public life and you have your private life. And I think that people who are in your public life are not privy to your private life. That your privacy is for those who you endear, your close ones, your loved ones, your family, your friends, people who you have a heart connection with and you trust. So I feel like social media, it gives this illusion that we have to share every single part of ourselves. And if we don't do so, we're not being honest. But we have that choice to say, you know what, I can compartmentalize what I share with people who love me and with people who don't give a fuck. Because sometimes you can share information with people who don't care about you and it could be used to harm and hinder you. Do you feel like that's wrong or do you feel as if that's like a justified way to look at life?
If you want people to not harm or hinder you, don't put it out there. And if you don't want to answer certain questions on truths, say respectfully, I don't feel like answering.
You have that right, basically.
Right? Like, I feel people feel apprehensive that they worry so much about what somebody has to say that they now make it their daily life.
What do you mean?
In other words, I only need to judge me.
Gotcha.
And if I'm just judging me and I'm confident and I'm good with my life and living the right way, I don't give a shit about nobody else.
I agree with that, but I also feel as if like there's like a war on privacy right now.
Absolutely.
I think there's a war on privacy.
Because guess what? It don't take much to find out how much you make,
yeah,
where you go, what you do. I could get you a 10-year-old computer nerd who could find out your whole credit card statements.
Yeah.
And guess what? We are creatures of habit.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Like, I could get you an IT person that says, oh, you know what? I see on your computer, you got a porn site. And you watch fucking beautiful fucking blah, blah, blahs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But so what? If that was you doing it, okay. But the thing is that's the world that we live in.
Yeah.
We're not in a newspaper. We're not in Morse code. We're not in sending messages through code. Like, people got to understand and realize if you don't want everybody to know your business, then you got to move different.
But my thing is, that's my point though.
It's not fair.
But the war on privacy is the war on people who move different, yet they still get violated because there's a war on the private act. You can get a VPN, but there are people, like you said, IT guys who can hack VPNs. So it's just like, I think now it's an ethnic question, like about responsibility and also about those whistleblowers. I feel like some people, they watch other people go through stuff and don't say anything. but then they put themselves at risk because now the same thing that you're watching can happen to you.
Of course, but see, the thing is, why you think so many people going off the grid?
I
Right?
agree, but those people are not able to do what me and you do. Well, they're not able to create and be in an artistic space because they're off the grid.
And unfortunately, that's part of what we got to accept as a mantle. See, to me, the only thing that hurts me is what I allow it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it sucks because most people ain't like that, right? Most people want to show and puff out a chest, and then somebody just pokes them and they get the balloon pops, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, for me, I think the more that we know what our weaknesses are and what our past is, how can it harm us? Like life is a gift. We live for the present, and we could look to build for future.
Yeah.
Right? Like the past is the past. I can't change that shit.
I
I ain't got no
agree.
hot tub time machine and shit.
I wish we did.
You know what I'm? No, I wouldn't.
I would if I were a few niggas.
No. Listen, well, that's you. But for me, the thing that I've realized is there's a reason why you're seeing all this multiverse shit.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
And it's letting you know that when you change a little fabric of time, a whole new shit spin out.
That's true. That's true.
So,
Well, we're doing here at the smartdumbgirl.com, we're doing an episode on hyper surveillance. I think that's very important. I feel as if that it's a crime that is economical based because if you're rich, you have the resources to protect yourself from such crimes. But when you are, in the classes that we are in, not saying that we're poor, rich, or different, you don't have the resources to cover yourself or protect yourself. For example, we have shelters all over New York City. Right now, as we speak, there's a young lady being recorded without knowing by some perv-ass worker, and there's no type of firewall to protect her from that. And I think that's an injustice because you shouldn't have to have money in the United States of America to be able to have access to justice.
Yeah, but is it America or is it just if you have a higher means, you will always be on top of the little people?
I mean, well, it is America because America's capitalistic. It's the society is ran off of currency. If it was not, then justice would be a blanket for everybody. And there are governmental officials who are aware. There are literally college researchers who have done reports on this. So they know that the issue is there. They know that the internet is a whole brand new world where people are invading people's privacies. People are taking old people. The information getting stolen every single day. People are getting violated.
Shit is real.
It's real.
I mean, listen, the thing is I'm internet stupid, and I'm proud to say that shit.
You're Jurassic.
Listen, I'm a little better than Jurassic. I'm a couple stages up from there.
That's good.
I can text, I can video text and shit.
You're not that bad.
I'm not that bad, but I'm not that good.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, it doesn't take much to be that good.
Gotcha.
Honestly, the services that we deal with ain't that smart with what they doing either.
Copy.
Right? Because if you have everything in a position that somebody could, if they break through and crack through, remember, you're dealing with two types of scammers. You're dealing with the scammers trying to fight the scammers. Right?
Really? No, because I'm so sorry to I'm sorry, but I don't believe that. I had a camera service in my house in North Carolina. True story, and I think it was Ring. I had the whole camera. The people were able to hack my camera. They were watching me walk around in my panties. If you know me, I walk around naked in here. I don't play that shit. I only got close to you here.
Don't try to get her IP address, okay? See, she threw it out there.
It's the truth, though. I walk around. If I don't like wearing clothes. I'm a nudist.
I like nakedness, too.
I'm showing up.
Let it hang how it came out.
They had clips of my booty. They had clips of me in thongs. They had clips of everything. And we're talking about a high-end company that has firewalls and security and all types of things. So a lot of times it's because the internet world is so vast, it's so large, it's unable to be enforced. It's not regulated.
Well, just remember this, right? Like we have our government and we have the dark government.
That's true.
We got the internet and we got the dark web. There's a reason why it's called the dark web. Because they ain't trying to they ain't trying to touch the dark web.
Facts.
Like we gonna leave these crazy ass people, and the more that I'm realizing is Like some of the best government agents on internet shit are the ones that they arrested for doing some supreme hacking.
Yeah.
They just convert them to our side. This shit
Yeah.
is real.
Well, in ending, what I've learned about that is the people who are being the law enforcement of the internet, they're too worried about terrorism. Because that was the whole entire reason to even do hypersurveillance was because of terrorism. They're not worried about me and you. They don't care. They don't care if my neighbor hacks into puts a bug in my house and watches me shower every day. That's not their main concern. Their main concern is national security.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so what else do we have going on? What's coming up? What are we
Okay.
doing?
Well, yes. So let's get on. So what's up, everybody? Again, my name is Paulie, aka Spoken P. Uh, been blessed and grateful enough by my hire to find a calling. Many of y'all might know me in New York City, and those that don't, y'all probably will get to know me one way or the other as far as hitting different stages or seeing me on live. Uh, Creator, founder of Spoken Words .nyc, soon to be Spoken.nyc, growing and branching out to Spoken Words, Spoken Sounds, Spoken Arts. Um, Very, very blessed. It's been an amazing, amazing journey. So much of this journey has been being able to be sober, being able to talk my shit, and express it with others. And for me, whether it's a room of 40 or 4,000, I always love the fact of the two or three people that come up to me and say, I felt like you were talking to me, and that's what I needed to hear. Um, I will always do my utmost to curate and create safe spaces for people to share. Right now, we're currently in Long Island, New York City, trying to get something in Jersey. Um, it's all about unity. Um, Divided we fall, together we're strong. Um, I could say a lot of slick cliches and all of that, but you know what? I mean, I just try to lead by example and let my actions dictate what I do. Um, I'm so blessed and grateful because I know this is going to be a big year for me. It's going to be a big year for you as well, my dear.
Thank you.
Trust and believe. Um, this is a great opportunity. To be real, it's like you popping my cherry with this one. And,
I think you're pissing over here.
she was sleeping on that. If y'all know Lizzie, forget it. She'd be like jumping on that shit. Word, popping cherries, nigga. What, Maraschino? What? I'll be like, yeah,
I get excited with that.
No, but just really, really grateful. And I'm grateful for the people in my life. Show me your friends and I know who you are. Listen, I heard that since I was a baby. Your word is your born. Like there's so many things you heard as a kid that you want to just drop and act like it ain't shit. Yo, those are words to live by, especially from the OGs, older folk, because you know what? We lived it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, we ain't trying to mislead you. Like, we older now.
Yeah.
And of course, being younger, you hard headed. I know everything, and that's when you don't know shit.
You don't know shit.
So I just implore people to just try to be as real as you can. Liz, again, thank you so much for this. This was such a dope thing. And you, my dear, give yourself some grace and a pat in the back.
Thank you. Okay.
She's slapped.
Yeah!
And please, y'all, check it out. Tune up, tune in. It's only getting bigger and better. Spokenwords.nyc, spoken.nyc. You can find me on TikTok, Spoken P. And just most importantly, just listen, support the people that are out there actively trying to help others and do the best for themselves. You'll be surprised at the knowledge that people have. You want to conquer stupidity? Get yourself a book and start reading.
Hallelujah. I'm going to cheers to that. I'm going to cheers to that. P, I love you so much. I really enjoyed you. we have to do this again. When I get it on video,
sure.
I'm gonna get, right now I look like I look like a bug, a pink bug. You know what I'm saying?
Pink glove head.
Pink glove head. So I look like
she playing Squid Game Part 2 right now. That's what it is. Y'all don't know.
Yo, go check out thesmartdumbgirl.com. Y'all have a wonderful, beautiful day, and remember, put God first.